Jason Whitlock, or AKA known as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, is basically gunning for the title of Super Saiyan Coon, and it continues to do so. To me, I'm gonna give him a new championship belt. He is forever dubbed as the Mark Henry of Cooning, the heavyweight champion of the world, Cooning of Coons, and I do mean that literally. Now, for those of y'all who have watched the NBA Finals, I didn't bother watching because I'm calling it just like I call it. And to Ticket, Town Biz, 1LVZ, I call this like this. I'll say it again. The Golden State Warriors will sweep the Cavaliers. That's my prediction. Now, on to this fat bastard. First thing first, and I totally agree with the mind of Marcus. Shout out to him. I never trust the words of a nigga that wears his hat indoors. I mean, he doing this. Now, recently, he come on again about, we all know about LeBron James' $20 million estate in Brentwood, California, being vandalized because some Peckerwood, no doubt, sprayed the N-word on the, or the letter N. And you heard this get on TV on the herd with calling the Klansman coward, talking about saying that LeBron is not a victim of racism. He's never experienced racism because he's rich. He really needs to shut the hell up, So, but as on Speak For Yourself, which is him and Colin Cowherd's show, Chris Broussard was a guest on there again, and with some other brother sporting a mohawk. I don't even know who the hell that was. And we had already said, like, during that thing with after the LeVar Ball Christian Bale thing, like how they caped up for Christian Leahy. My apologies, Christian Leahy. But Chris Broussard kind of like, it's kind of like, he got his stripes back. He got his stripe back. As what I'm finna do now, I'm finna play the audio to this video here, because Jason Whitlock is still shitting on LeBron, and I got a few choice words for that. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you play it, and I'm gonna let this play, and I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
All right, I came on your show, Colin, earlier today on the herd, and talked about this, and I just want to clarify again. Racism is an issue in America. It's a real issue, and it has real negative impact, particularly on poor people. LeBron James just experienced some disrespect, but what impact does it really have on him? Feelings may be hurt. I don't know. He wasn't there. This is a second home. I think the analogy to Emmett Till is ridiculous. Emmett Till lost his life brutally in the 1950s over nothing. And to somehow, my mind went there because in my $20 million second home in Brentwood, someone spray painted something that my staff cleaned up within hours and the police investigated, I'm sure. It's not analogous to Emmett Till. LeBron, to me here, is embracing his victimhood. It's a mistake. What happened to him was disrespectful. But again, this is not the racism that needs to be stamped out in America. This is an inconvenience for LeBron.
To me, it would have been easy for LeBron to pass on it. And this is where, in the media, we're very critical of athletes who don't embrace social issues. Even Michael Jordan, the most popular athlete. The easy thing for LeBron here to say to me would be, I'm not going to talk about it. He went out, he talked about it. Now, I would admit on social media, obviously, he's going to get incredible support primarily. We all know the game. But in this instance, if we want stars to be stars and we want him to talk on social issues, it affected him directly Should he not talk about it? I think
his
he has
staff
to.
cleaned it up within minutes.
Well,
what
so
was the
what?
impact?
I mean, LeBron is the impact. You don't know what the impact could be.
Is he
The
lying somewhere? Is he
sentiment
not playing
behind
tonight?
spray painting the N-word on somebody's garage could lead to something worse. And LeBron James has children. All right, a 12-year-old son and maybe a 9 or 10-year-old son. He's also thinking about other incidents. Trayvon Martin, Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Terrence Crutch, who are not Henry Louis Gates.
Okay, let me. I'm sorry. I have to go in on this. Did you hear this fat piece of shit? How he totally disrespected Trayvon Martin, Tamir Rice, Eric Garner, Terrence Crutcher. Just keep saying poor people, and notice how he keep cutting Chris Broussard out. But this not even finna happen. Let me go ahead. Let me tell you what's finna happen.
On his own porch, a Harvard professor accosted by a policeman. Hold on, let me finish. I mean, pointing out obstacles and facts is not embracing. Is not embracing. That's an obstacle. It's an obstacle white people in America don't have to deal with.
They never have. Their houses never get vandalized. They never hear disrespectful things to them.
When pointing out facts is not embracing victimhood. LeBron James clearly does not think of himself.
Man just said,
can I finish?
Yes, you can. And it is still my show, Chris.
I don't care whose show it is.
I do.
I'm on the set.
It's still my show.
Woo! Get him, Chris. Get him. Get his fat ass. Fat fucker.
That means I can't talk.
You can't filibuster the whole conversation.
You cut me off every 6 words because I don't agree with you.
Exactly.
You start by saying racism exists, but then every time a black person brings up racism, you shoot it down.
Because again, someone spray painting something on a millionaire's home.
He's not a victim in that situation?
Hell no.
He was victimized?
It's nothing, Chris, in the grand scheme. And to analogize it to Emmett Till is a joke.
Well, I think what LeBron was doing was speaking general for the people. He wasn't just saying to myself, I have it hard, I have it difficult.
It's just no matter how rich you are.
I don't know who this guy is that's talking, so if anybody know who it is, please give me his name in the comment section. I'm gonna put the link in the video. He's got on a beige suit, blood red tie, and he's sporting a mohawk.
Or no matter how much.
Right, but he was, in general, he may have screwed his words up, but in general, I think he was talking about the people. I think he was speaking for the people. I think he brought up Till for everybody who don't know, who has not had that information or seen the pictures of it, to go check out how bad it has been over the years. I think that's what he's doing, using his platform for you guys to reminisce on this is a harsh word. This is a harsh situation. This is bad in America, and that's all he was doing. He wasn't saying that, this is going to punish my family, it's going to punish me.
By the way,
he was just
LeBron did not have a script. We do this in the media. I've had it happen.
He had no script when he's dropping Emmett Till. And we just heard Charlamagne the God. There's a script being played from by everybody in terms of social media. I get to speculate.
Okay, first of all, he came out there and he just talked extemporaneously. He's a pro athlete. I'm a broadcaster. I should be able to do that. He's got other things in his mind, like the biggest finals in the last 20 years, first of all. Second of all, when kids are involved, it's different. I think I'm fairly rational.
His kids were in Cleveland.
It doesn't matter. If you have kids, you always feel threatened.
The people didn't know that spray painting didn't know
I'm
where
not
kids
objective
were.
about kids. With my kids, I'm ridiculous.
Well, let me just say this. I used to be a black kid.
Yeah.
And I've had some things said to me.
Oh my God. Did you hear this fat fuck say, I used to be a black kid? Nigga, how you used to be something that you still already is? You the same motherfucker that got out there yesterday and said, I'm 50 years old and I'm a grown man. Oh boy. This nigga here. And yeah, I'm going in this morning on that. I'm going in this morning on this because this motherfucker here. Ooh. Let's continue, people. Let's continue.
Very racist and inappropriate. My parents, 100% black, No question about it. There was no, oh my God, Jason, we got to stop. Someone called you the N-word.
His parents 100% black. Let me ask you something, Miss Whitlock. Had you ever had a DNA test done to even track your family lineage? Did you ever ask your mother? And that's where your lineage comes through your mother. You know. Oh man. Go, cause
and let's see how you dealt with it and felt about it. It wasn't that big of a deal. If someone denies you an opportunity, you can't go to school here, you can't have this, you can't have that. That is the impact of racism. Okay, LeBron was inconvenienced, and racism affects the poor, the very wealthy. And for him to sit here and say, no matter where you are, it's tough being black. It ain't tough being LeBron James. It ain't tough being Oprah Winfrey.
A Princeton study done a few years ago by a professor at the university showed that white people and black people with the same credentials, clean record, going in for a job or applying for a job, whites are more than 2 times more likely to get a call back for the job. Secondly, when white men with a felony with a felony on their record. Can I finish?
Yeah.
White men with a felony on their record get calls back for jobs as much as a black college graduate with a clean record. So hold on, black college graduates, all of them aren't poor. Some of them are educated and come from money, and they still don't get called back more than a white felon. So don't tell me it's just about poor people.
Chris, people face unfairness in this world.
Nobody's saying
No. People face unfairness in this world. The wealthy have regardless of color, have a far better chance of overcoming whatever unfairness happens to them than people that are not wealthy. This man getting spray painted on his front door that he never saw, his staff cleaned up, it's an inconvenience. It's not racism. It's not being denied a job.
It is racism. He didn't spray paint jerk on his door.
He can speak out and say, you know what? This was terrible. Whoever these individuals were, it was stupid. But the people that really are impacted by this are the poor people who face discrimination.
That's why I think he was speaking for them. I don't think he was, like you're saying, so inconvenienced and he never saw it.
He immediately thought of Emmett Till.
So who are you to say that that's wrong?
I don't know. We're on a show. I get to say what I think.
If he
you get
really
to say it's right, I get to say it's wrong.
If he really felt that, why? Look, when Jews talk about the Holocaust, or when Americans talk about ISIS and feeling a threat from the Middle East, do we say that's embracing victimhood?
That's different than spray paint, Chris.
He's talking about more than spray paint. He's talked about Trayvon Martin.
No. In this statement here,
I'm talking about this dude has been speaking out for years about social injustice.
Let me ask this. What should he have said?
What I just said. This is bad what happened.
Now you see how he toned down
but let's be real.
Colin Cowherd got in there.
I have a great life. The people that are poor, because again, he's not some victim.
He's not saying he's a victim. He's saying
his life ain't tough.
Black people have it tough in this country.
Black people have it tough, and
poor people have it tough in this country.
Like you say, Oprah and LeBron have it difficult in their type of situations. Like around people with status and money are there. There's still somebody else that may come up and say something bad about Oprah or LeBron.
Let's ask LeBron, Oprah, me, Chris, you. Is there some poor white person that we would trade places with?
No.
I wouldn't trade places with anybody.
There's no poor white person any of us would trade places with. And again, you can remove race. There's no poor person.
I just read you from a Princeton study, one of our best universities.
You're not going to trade places with them. You're not.
Okay. Y'all just heard that shit. I mean, I had to cut in and cut off a puzzle like this. Jason Whitlock is a fucking fool. He's a fucking fool. And I do not mean that in a cherished type way. I mean that in a very ignorant type way. See, he is what they call a bona fide 100% USDA grade A asshole. For him to speak disingenuous, everything he said on there was disingenuous and disrespectful of Trayvon Martin, of Tamir Rice, of Eric Gardner, Terrence Crutcher. And he probably said the same thing about Mike Brown, Sandra Bland, Philando Castile, Alton Sterling. And see, let's just get one thing straight. What happened with LeBron at his $20 million estate with the word nigga sprayed on his gate? Jason Whitlock never experienced racism. You know, he reminds me of a lot of some of the misguided brothers and sisters that come over from the Caribbean that talk that noise saying, well, shoot, I've been living here all my life and I ain't never experienced no racism or anything like that. Well, you haven't been over here long enough. Jason Whitlock is a fucking coon, man. I mean, motherfuckers get out here and they'll do anything for a check. You know, he is worse than Larry Elder. No, he's not. No, let me take that back. Scratch that. He's trying to be like Larry Elder. He's trying to be like Jesse Lee Peterson. Well, he's probably got that now because both of these fucks here got their own radio show and all that. And kudos to Chris Broussard, man, for going ahead and popping off on him. I was doing some research on him before I started the show, and come to find out, me and him born the same year, and both the same sign. He's a Scorpio. That's why he was so intense. I said, whoa. And I'm like, okay. You know, okay, that's why I always liked that Chris Broussard, man. I mean, I didn't give him no pass for last time, how he helped right along with Jabba the Hutt here, how they caped up for that troglodyte Leahy and all that. But he kind of like got his points back. I mean, and Charlemagne the God, if you listening to this, brother, man, please do another donkey of the day on this fat fuck, because he definitely deserves it. And like I say, he's right back wearing this Dick Tracy fedora. You notice it's a little bit more, the brim is a little bit more bigger now. You know, he looks like a fucking fool, man. Sits up here, got a pink shirt. Jason Whitlock makes me fucking sick. But excuse me. Like I said in my last video, that I was telling my brother Ambassador Goodman Ill and Sister Diva Lopez that I just think he just does this because he's an attention whore. He has a very low self-esteem. He probably used to get his ass kicked when he was a kid. Probably was the one couldn't get the popular girl in high school. Now some people say, well, he did play football and all that. What position he played? Guarding the water cooler. That's about it. You know, the only thing Jason Whitlock is good for, in the famous words of LeVar Ball, is snacks. That's it. You know, but you could tell in his demeanor and his voice that he is jealous of LeBron. Now, I'll be honest with you. I am not sitting up here caping up for LeBron. I'm not a LeBron James fan. You know, I've come across LeBron James a couple of times. Personally, in the real world, I can speak on that. But what LeBron talking about, and I'm going to speak on this right now, and I said it last night, I say it again. Now, he's starting to, you know, what he's saying I agree with. Yeah, being black in America is tough. Yeah, that's true. You know, no doubt about that. Being black in America, KKK, is tough. Yeah, I agree with that. But when you look at the term black, you know, I'm going to go a little more science here for a second. You know, black is not really a nationality. Neither is white, neither is Hispanic. So, but I know he used the term as form of communication. But my thing with LeBron is you speaking on that, but yet though I have not yet heard him speak on about what happened with 12-year-old Tamir Rice that happened right there in your backyard of Cleveland. You know. Now, what happened over there at his home in Brentwood? Yeah, it's a tragedy. Yeah, that could traumatize. Because remember, he got kids there too. And see, this is something this piece of shit doesn't understand nothing about. You know, I guess he's jealous of LeBron because LeBron's got a $20 million estate there in LA, in California, as well as his home in Akron. Jason Whitlock, all he's got is an apartment on the 5th floor. Nothing wrong with that. So it's really to be subliminally said, psychologically in his subconscious, he's jealous of LeBron James. He's jealous of Chris Broussard. He's jealous of maybe everybody on that panel. But you see how he got tamed a little bit when calling the Klansman coward had said something. See, that's the thing with you coons that you don't seem to understand. You around here buck dancing, tap dancing, throwing your own people under the bus just to get Caucasian approval. But the truth of the matter is, they don't even respect you. A while back, and I told this to Earl Griffin. A while back, I sat down and I had a talk with a white guy who happened to be a Caucasian supremacist or nationalist, a white nationalist, and he told me some real shit. That when it comes down to see guys like Stephen A. Smith and David Clark, all these guys, basically name a few that out here doing that stuff, and I asked him, and he told me flat out, he said, we don't respect them. We don't respect them at all. We'll use them because they could be able to go ahead and say the things that we won't be able to say without being called a racist. Be calling a bigot. So therefore the attention will be off of us and more on them. And that's an art of war tactic. Make enough noise in the east, you strike in the west. In this case, they doing that thing behind the scenes. It's just like my other video I did on with how other coon mushmouth Charles Barkley got his wake up, got his nigga moment, and he still don't realize it to this day when Richard Spencer told him about his behind. You can go back and look at that one on my channel. But Jason Whitlock just totally disgusts me, man. He just totally disgusts me. I lit his ass up last time on Twitter. I think I'm gonna do that again just to go ahead to piss him off. You know. He ain't gonna do shit but to block you anyway, so like this. So, you know, and he probably talking about saying, well, what bothered me the most is when he said, when I was a black kid. Oh, so now you just turned 50 years old and now you not black anymore, you think you white? See, that's the indicate, that's code right there, that indication that he telling white daddy that I want to be part of your world. Oh, I'm not down with them niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, basically the house nigga, field nigga mentality. You know, that's what that is. He's that Steven. He's that he's that modern day Steven, man, from Django. You know, to do this just so he can get cut a check. But it's like I always said, and like what Tariq Nasheed has always said, you know, that cooling ain't gonna save you. It sure enough ain't gonna save you. I mean, I basically had to stomach myself just listening through this whole thing, though. But to hear Chris Broussard pop off on him like that was more than the joy. That was just excitement at best. And shout out to Chris Broussard, man. You know what I'm saying? I kind of had a feeling it was gonna come because, you know, that somebody need to go on this shit of challenges and stuff. Because speak for yourself, I don't watch this shit, to be honest with you. In fact, if I watch any sports channel, it will probably be Undisputed, because Skip and Shannon has such a chemistry together, along with Joy Taylor. You know, shout out to Joy Taylor. Yeah, that's right. She from the 305, fellas. So yeah, we break them out like that. You know, but Jason Whitlock knew that he had no facts to back him up, and Chris Broussard came with them facts from them stats from Princeton, so he kept cutting them off. See, when you debating, having a conversation with somebody, and then that person keep cutting you off every 2 to 5 seconds. See, that shows an immature child. Jason Whitlock is a 50-year-old adolescent, you know, who probably be at his apartment, probably saying, man, I can't stand this nigga. Who the hell he think he is? He go buy a home over there in Brentwood. Let me recall the last athlete that bought a home in Brentwood. This was back, I could go back, what, 1995? Oh yeah, that's right. Orenthal James Simpson, O.J. Simpson. Shoot, you don't, but yet though he don't think ain't no racism is a problem, but ain't no racism or that there was an inconvenience. No, that was, LeBron never said he was a victim. He just letting people know that it doesn't matter how much money you have, or how many, and Des Bryant need to listen to this too, or how many passes that you catch, or touchdowns you score, or many baskets you dunk. If you black, and if you're an athlete, you know, you're a millionaire, but yet though you're not immune to bigotry. You're not immune to white I hate to say white supremacy, because there ain't nothing supreme about them, to white racism whatsoever. Yeah, you know, they may get out there and cheer for you in every arena. They may love you. They may buy you a jersey. They just buying the jersey. They don't care nothing about the man that's wearing it, because I still remember when LeBron came out and Sprite gave him that deal along with Nike gave that $90 million deal. It was people in barbershops and other places and all this other stuff talking noise, saying, what the hell 19-year-old kid gonna do with $90 million, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. See, yeah, haters, you know what I'm saying? And Jason Whitlock, not only he's a coon, but he's a hater anyway. I mean, he's a hater anyhow. And this coming from somebody who got to go ahead to shop at Big and Tall and all that, because he can't get the slim look or whatever. And you know, like I said, he's very insecure. He's very much an idiot. And see, talking about saying he experienced racism, somebody called the N-word. No, it ain't because you black in those places. You was probably out there being an asshole, Jason Whitlock. Okay? You first come out here and you try to body shame Serena Williams. Then the last time you mentioned something about LeBron James, you tried to compare him to Donald Trump, saying that he doing like that. LeBron James is trying to build bridges to try to connect people. Donald Trump is trying to build walls to divide people, and you going here and helping them do it. So you know, you ain't, the man is just common sense stupid. He's a fucking joke. He's a clown. You know, what LeBron said is true. And see, Whitlock also had an issue too, and I could tell in his voice that he had an issue too about LeBron bringing up Emmett Till. No, because Emmett Till is something that we will never forget, or how they murdered our young brother, because that white bitch, that cracker bitch Carolyn Bryant, she lied. Okay, because the whistle part came that if he get nervous and he don't see his mom, that he just go ahead and whistle. That's what that's about. He didn't whistle at her. He ain't even interacted with her. So see, Jason Whitlock, you need to go ahead and get your facts straight. Facts straight, you fucking milk dud, I tell you. But Chris Broussard, you know, shout out to you, man. Good for you. You go ahead and putting this coon in this, putting that fat coon in check. And shout out to the other brother too. I don't know who he is for going ahead and putting it like that though. But if I was Chris Broussard, man, I'd get my own show, bro. Or I'd go over there. If you can't, or option, go over there and just deal with Shannon and Skip. Because trust me, they ain't got time for buffoonery like this. But, you know, Chris Broussard, shout out to you, brother. And fuck Whitlock. You know, he's gonna get his nigga moment real soon, like he did in 2015 when ESPN fired his fat ass. Motherfucker barely can walk. He walks like an emperor penguin. He got to take 10 breaths for every step. Fuck out of here. Can't stand this coon ass dude, man. I really can't. Fuck Whitlock.